Greetings, everyone. It's your big bald-headed sister, Action Jacqueline. Good evening. Hope everybody's doing well. There's this bald YouTuber. What's her name again? I forget her name. Oh my God, I can't remember her name. Jesus Christ. She's really cute though. Damn, my memory doesn't serve her. But she always whenever she shaves her head, she always does, the light skin thing. Damn it, I wish I could remember her name. I really want to shout her out. Oh my God, something's wrong with my memory. But it's not going to get in the way of today's show. Thank you guys for joining me on this Wednesday night. I saw something on the news yesterday, and for some reason it took me this long to even consider looking at it, even though when I heard it yesterday, it really blew me away. Maybe I was just busy at the time or something like that, but y'all, a boxer's wig was knocked off his head during a fight. I'm laughing because I'm bald. Okay, that's why I get to laugh. All right. And because I wear wigs. That's another reason why I get to laugh. And because I've had my wig knocked off a couple times. These are the reasons I get to laugh. But I did cover a similar story this past July when a WNBA player by the name of Kalia Copper had a similar thing happen to her. Her wig was snatched off during a basketball game. And I covered that story. And now that I've spent a few minutes looking at the story of this boxer, I can't believe how starkly different women are treated when we have embarrassing hair mishaps as opposed to when men are. I don't know if this is across the board because I can think of many incidents in which men are shamed for wearing toupees. But in this particular instance, it's just such a contrast, such a vast contrast with the way these two were treated. Okay, so the gentleman, I'm going to go ahead and switch to the page, y'all. How's everybody doing out there? Again, it's your big bald-headed sister, Action Jacqueline, and I'm going to let the room fill it in a little bit before I go ahead and start running the video clip of the boxer getting his wig knocked off. And in the meantime, I'm going to try to do something with my face because I've been wearing a wig all day long and I just took it off. So there's still a lot of, oh my God, no, I'm sorry. Hold on, it's my dad. Hey, Pop. Good. I'm in the middle of a live. Everything okay? A live stream. Yeah, I'm talking to the bald girls. Okay, I'll give you a call back as soon as I'm done. Okay, love you. So long. Yeah, so I see I have a few people in the room, so what better time to start than the present? Let me go ahead and run that little video clip for you guys so I can give some images to the context that I've been talking about. And guys, don't stay quiet in these chats. I want to hear from you. It makes the conversation flow so much better when I have somebody to talk to. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here just talking to myself. I'm here for you guys. I'm here as a big bald-headed sister because I love my bald community and I don't get enough of you guys, honestly. I can't go outside and find a bunch of bald people to talk to or, of course, I'm not just talking to the bald community. I'm also talking to anyone who wears wigs regularly because you guys can identify with me as well, at least to some degree, right? So you guys are my rocks. Nobody really understands me like you guys do. So get in them chats and start talking, and make sure that you share the live and you like the live. Don't walk away. Don't walk away from your phone, from your screen without liking this live. I'm gonna go ahead and play this for you. All right. There he is. There he is getting his wig knocked off. So as you can see, I have the TMZ article that I'm going to read to you guys. And then we're going to keep this playing so you guys can see this Jarrell Miller getting his wig knocked off. And the reason why I don't feel bad replaying this over and over again is because Jarrell handled this so well. Maybe that's the reason why he was treated so well, in contrast to when Kalia Copper had her wig snatched off accidentally during a basketball game back in July. She actually ran off the court, embarrassed, covering her head, while as this gentleman literally took the wig off and threw it into the audience, and then went on to win the fight. Okay, so let's go ahead and start reading about Jarrell. Let's hear it. All right, so Jarrell Miller went viral after an uppercut knocked the toupee off his head in the middle of his boxing match at Madison Square Garden. But, and this is the part that's interesting to me, the incident might not be the worst thing. Because he tells TMZ Sports his DMs have been flooded with companies hoping to work with him. All right. I'm trying to read through this, and there's a whole lot of nutty things going on. Well, anyway, he says, I felt a cold breeze in my scalp, and I said, I know I ain't got no AC up there, Miller said. When the bell rang and the ring ended, he said his normally confident coach started stuttering in the corner, and it started to click. His toupee might have fallen off. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and play the video so you can see that.
And I said, I know I ain't prepped.
All right, Jarrell, we got a lot to talk about. First, when you get in there, obviously you get that big win. Talk to me, Jarrell, about the moment that everybody's talking about, the entire internet, as that uppercut is landed. Jarrell, did you know what was going on? Did you know that the piece had kind of flipped back? Talk to me about that moment.
All I knew is I felt a cold breeze in my scalp. And I said, I know I ain't got no AC up there. So I said, I wasn't 100% sure, but when I got to the corner, my coach is, telling me instructions. And usually he don't stutter. So he stood like 2 times, and then I seen his eyes look down at me talking to me. Then he went up like this. He looked down and looked up like this. I said, oh, nah. I think this damn hair came off. So I said, the only way to be sure is if it did, the Jumbotron is going to say it. It's going to tell me the truth.
Right.
When I looked up and I seen half my bald head up there, I said, oh, yeah, I'm fried. I'm cooked. I said, we got to rip this. We got to rip it. I'm going to run with it. And so that's what I did, man. I pulled my WWE move out, threw it to the crowd, and I said, it's time to go to work. And on top of that, right before I did it, he was like, yo, you losing. I said, how do I'm losing? He's like, yo, you're not waking up. You're not moving. I said, oh, yeah, don't get my ass moved. I said, oh, no, this ain't going to work. So ripping off the toupee, man, I put an extra battery in my back, and that's the time to go to work.
So that was the turning point in the fight, right? And then you
100%, man. I feel like, it was a distraction. I feel like I was thinking about it because at one point I felt it, and I did reach up to kind of hold it down for a second. And I was like, you know what, man? I'm Big Baby, man. I talk the most smack in boxing, man. Like, I'm one of the most confident dudes walking this planet. So I'm like, you know what? I said, what the hell? But it was a thing that we was talking about it when we put it on the day before. It's a possibility it would come off. And we was laughing about it. I said, let's come off, man. Let's take it off. So,
yeah. I mean, because it was staying in place for the whole fight. Obviously, you're getting hit. Yeah, I mean, you were fairly confident it would stay on through the fight?
I mean, listen, the barber, throw my cousin under the bus. He over here, Kevin, he was like, yo, listen, my man got the joints. I said, what do you mean, got the piece? He got the toupees. I'm like, let's go, let's slap one on. So we slapped it on, and my man put the tape on. He put the glue with the roller and everything. I said, it's extra reinforced. So I never thought it was going to come off that easy, but man, that boy Ibiza hit me with like a ton of bricks. And I said, there you go.
It's amazing, Jarrell, the way you've handled it, because you can see some people getting mad about something like that. Like, the way you have handled it is so awesome, brother, in my mind. Oh, wow.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, man, I've given a ton of speeches to kids about confidence and loving yourself and never giving up. And, life has been trial and tribulations, and I've gone through my trials and tribulations in the sport of boxing, between being sued for money I wasn't supposed to get sued for, going through a divorce, losing a championship opportunity, how to get rid of my mansion, sell cars, and rebuild myself. It's part of being a man. And sometimes some of us men, give up in life and kind of want to cut our life short. But I pray to God and I ask God to give me confidence and strength and courage to keep pushing forward. And I got 2 young boys, I got a 15-year-old, I got a 4-year-old, and I got a 1-year-old daughter. So I got to be here for them and show them, listen, Daddy made some mistakes, but I ain't no quitter.
That's it.
Good job, Jarrell. He said it's about being a man. Well, we are women. We are women, right? And I hope that I could be this good if ever my wig is knocked off again. Actually, I feel pretty proud of the way I've managed over the years when embarrassing things like that have happened. Sorry, y'all. But yeah, I do see the stark difference in the way that, why can't I get this? I'm sorry, y'all. Hello. Oh, Mommy Twizzle's here. Where you going at 9 o'clock? Why are you putting on lashes? I'm putting on lashes because I want to look cute. For the camera. I'm on camera. I had them on before, but I rushed to put them on this morning. So they were a little clumpy. How's it going, Dia? That's my girl, y'all. That's one of my favorite girls, Adia. That's Mommy Twizzler. She's already given me permission to say her name. So I feel okay with that. Are you okay with that, Dia? All right. So my question for you guys is, do you guys ever think, for those of you who wear wigs, of course, do you guys ever think about the possibility that your hair can come off? I'm sorry, I'm reading Adia. Adia's note. Do you guys ever think about that? I only ask because it is something that happens, y'all. Like I said, I've had my wig knocked off a couple of times. Sometimes on purpose, sometimes by accident. But nonetheless, it happens. And I think we need to know how to deal with it, because just when you think about something, when you rehearse something in your mind, it always helps the actual situation. It's not going to be exactly the same way that you handle it in real life, but at least you have thought about it. And I don't want y'all, as my little bald-headed brothers and sisters, I don't want y'all being overconfident in thinking, oh, this could never happen to me, because the longer you wear wigs, the more likely it is that it's going to happen to you at some point. And I really do love what Jarrell said about confidence. Confidence doesn't come out of nowhere, though. You know what I mean? A lot of times we feel when we start losing our hair that we're all alone in this, like nobody else in the world is bald. But there are so many. And nowadays, fortunately, we get to go outside and actually see bald women walking down the street, bald men walking down the street. And sometimes we even see people who we can tell right off the bat have alopecia, because not only do they not have hair on their head, but they also don't have eyebrows, and they don't care about drawing on eyebrows or anything like that. They just proudly go out and walk just like that, which is fantastic, not just for them, but for those of us who are learning from this, from what we see out while we're out and about. Adia said her wig came off Adia, I don't remember you wearing wigs. You keep referring to this time when you wore wigs, and I don't remember. Adia has a full head of beautiful hair. I think I might remember one wig, like at a party once, but that was it. Tell me about the time your wig came off, Adia. You don't even wear wigs that much. So I'm saying you probably wore wigs probably 10 times in your whole life. So you're saying one of those 10 times your wig came off in public? Help me. Tell me all about it. And you guys, I see you in the comments. I see you there. I see that you're in the room. Make sure that you're liking the video and sharing it, and you're subscribed. You put one on for the wedding? What wedding? Whose wedding? Dia says she put one on for the wedding. That was a wig, Dia? At my wedding? I don't remember that actually. My wedding is a blur. Y'all don't ever do a wedding the way I did a wedding. My wedding was a blur, and it was a very long time ago, so I don't really remember it. Okay, I just had to get myself together because I'm feeling very unattractive while I'm sitting here with you guys. But yeah, confidence doesn't come out of nowhere. You got to see people. You have to know that you're not alone. You have to not feel like, and there's never really, I don't know too many people who don't feel alone when they're going through hair loss, especially that tricky time of hair loss when your hair, you don't know what to do with the hair that's remaining on your head. That's a really hard time. Oh, I do remember that. Adia says it was her wig. I put it on for her. Oh, Marcus. Yes, I do remember that. Oh, yeah, your hair looked really nice that day. I hooked you up. I'm proud of myself. Yeah, your hair did look really, that's not the wig that came off, though. So you had one come off at work. She said she was bending over and it got caught on the conveyor. Oh! You lost me at conveyor belt. Stop it. Not the conveyor belt, Adia. Conveyor belt. You know what? What if that was your natural hair? Thank God it was a wig. What if it was your hair? What if you had your hair braided? Could you imagine if she says, okay, I'm going to read this again because that actually sounds dangerous. She said she was wearing one at work. I was bending over and it got caught on the conveyor belt and came right off. Adia, thank God that happened with a wig on and not your natural hair, because that would have been terrible. The Enforcer 8857 called me Michael Jordan. Thank you, the Enforcer, for telling me that I look like a superhero. Okay. Thanks. Thank God it was not glued on. It was, yes. She said it was one of those headband wigs. That sounds like something you see in a scary movie. Actually, I don't even think that's funny anymore. I'm very glad you had the wig on. It wasn't braids and it wasn't your natural long hair, because that would have been a nightmare. That would have been a nightmare. So let me think about the times that my wigs have gotten knocked off. By the way, I'm wearing a human hair wig today. This is what I had on. Y'all know I don't usually wear human hair wigs, but I got a pretty decent one. I'm not going to say it's a fantastic one because it has its issues, but it's all right. Like, I haven't gotten a good blonde human hair wig for a good little while. So this one is decent. I will show you real quick what's wrong with this wig. And it doesn't take long to identify. So, y'all, wigging ain't easy. Okay, look. What is that? What is that? This is why I don't like human hair wigs. Not to say that synthetic hair wigs don't do this as well. But when you have hair that's good quality, why would you put it on bad structure? Like, why would you do such a bad job with good hair? That is so lackadaisical to me. fortunately, I can just take it and tuck it behind my ear like this. Let me see. Where'd you go again? The one who called me Michael Jordan. Who was that? Oh, the enforcer. The enforcer. Is this better? Do you like me better in a wig, or do I still look like Michael Jordan? Like, not that I really care. You're probably, like like an insult or something like that. But we gotta try to make everybody happy. Yes. But yeah, I mean, you could do this. So yeah, I was wearing this today. This was my today wig, and I liked it a lot. But what was I just talking about before I really interrupted myself with this thought? Oh yeah, I was thinking about the times in which my wig was knocked off. How did I handle it? I'm trying to think of a time when my wig was knocked off, and I was actually proud of the way that I handled it. Mommy says, it's cute. I like that. What is that? What do you mean, what is that? What is this? What is the wig? It's you in here. You want to know what brand it is? Okay, so I talked about this a couple videos ago, but what I've noticed about going into the beauty supply store these days, and I really like buying my wigs live and in person. I don't like ordering them online. I've done that a few times, and I'm not always happy with the result. And to receive something that you've been looking forward to getting that took probably 10 to 15 days to get to you, and then realize that you don't like it, I feel like there's no greater disappointment. You find a beautiful wig online, you're so excited to get it, everybody's singing praises about it, you order it, it takes 11 days to reach you, and then you don't like it. I hate that. Anyway, so that's why I like going into an actual store to pick up my wigs, especially my human hair wigs, because each one is different. You know what I'm saying? It's a different head of hair, so obviously. But what I've noticed when I go inside the beauty supply store now is I can't find brand name stuff. What the beauty supply store does now is they tend to white label their wigs. Mommy Twizzler says, you cute no matter what. Thank you, my love. No, what was that colored thing on the side? What do you mean? Oh, this thing. The construction of the wig. This is how come I hate wigs. Look. You said that colored thing on the side. I like how you described that. Wigs are a mess, Adia. I can't even. Look, I have to put it back on so you can see it. Wait. Because I tried to show you when it was off. But yeah, it was this. It's the construction of the wig. Look how they put it together. Horrible. Really, really horrible. Like I said, fortunately, I can do this. Wigging ain't easy. Okay, so for those of you who are joining, I'm your big, bold-headed sister, Action Jacqueline. Thank you so much for joining the live. Make sure that you like the live, guys. Make sure you like it. Make sure you share it. Make sure you tell your friends, and make sure you subscribe. Today's video, if you look at the title, is about a boxer whose wig was knocked off during a fight. Adia, were you here when I ran the clip? Do you want to see it again? Should I play it again? You guys, I'm happy to play it again. I just really, I couldn't believe it happened because, like I said at the introduction of this video, this same thing happened to a girl back in July. A WNBA player named Kalia Copper had her wig snatched off accidentally by a girl who was trying to get a ball from away from Kalia and accidentally pulled the wig off. But Kalia didn't handle it like a proud girl. She actually was very embarrassed, ran off the ball court. It was horrible. It was way harder to watch than it was to watch as what's this gentleman's name had his wig knocked off, because he handled it so much better. When he noticed that it was off, he actually took it off and threw it into the audience. I can't imagine that. Actually, there's a clip from the Jimmy Kimmel show. I'm gonna see if I can get that one for you. What'd you say? Poor job, poor job. That's why I'm not about that life. I'm not about that life. What are you talking about? What job? Poor job? What you talking about? You lost me. Not about what life? Boxing, basketball, wigs? Which one? You better hope you don't ever have to wear a wig. That's my favorite thing to say to people who have hair. You better hope it never happens to you. That's my way of hating with love. With love. All right, let me go ahead and play it for you guys again. I'm going to find it. I'm going to try to find the, oh, there he is. Oh. Oh, and there he goes. Okay. I'm going to try to find the video. Hang on a second. Let's try to find the Jimmy Kimmel clip because I wanted to see that a little bit more. Where did it go? Hang on, I got this from... What was it? Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, here it is, Jimmy Kimmel. Let's watch the Jimmy Kimmel one. That one is pretty funny, actually. Did I just erase it as soon as I... What the heck? Damn.
That brings us to another instance of detachable hair. There was a heavyweight fight between a guy named Kingsley eBay and Jarrell Big Baby Miller at Madison Square Garden over the weekend that included one of the funniest mishaps in the history of sports. It is. He's losing his hair. That is going to make the rounds on social media as like a cartoon. Oh my goodness gracious. That is a toupee. They just took it up and threw it in the crowd.
It's the crowd.
My friends, is a champion in every sense of the word. Not since the Real Housewives of Atlanta has a wig been knocked off a head like that. How that happened, I have no idea, but I wanted to find out. So we reached out to Jarrell, and he joined us now. He's from Brooklyn, New York. Please welcome Jarrell. Now, Jarrell, usually you look like this, right? Is that a wig that we're seeing there?
No, definitely not. That's my full hair there, man. I'm still blessed with some hair.
So after the fight, originally you said you'd accidentally washed your hair with bleach at your mom's house.
Yes.
That
Well, I actually kind of lied out of my mouth. Forgive me for that. I had to think of something fast on the spot. But really, it was these enhancements you get, from the beauty supply store, like the black spray. We call it Beijing.
Okay.
I kind of overdid it, left it in my hair for like 2 or 3 days. And when I washed it out, I washed out half of my hair.
Wow.
So it was a horrible scene, and I had to think of something fast.
So who put the hairpiece on your head?
So I was in the car with my cousin, and he actually has a barber, and he's really good at these, toupees. So I said, he got this piece, and he got these pieces. So I said, let's go check them out real quick. I didn't want to find, on national TV again on MNC without my hair, not there.
Yeah.
And he looked amazing at first when he first did it. Man, he said, I'm going to make it really strong, double reinforcement. He put the tape on, the glue and everything. And I'm like, man, I'm looking good. I'm like sizing myself up. I'm like, all right, this is smooth. We're going to be all right. Bro, the opponent I fought fight, he was not having it. He was trying to knock my brains out.
It always starts with a cousin, doesn't it? Have you beaten your cousin's barber up yet?
Honestly, I think everybody found his page, and he's been MIA since then. I think we're doing a hunt for him, but we can't get in contact with him right now.
At what point in the fight did you realize that the hair was coming off your head?
Really, I was probably getting my butt whooped, and I instantly felt like AC, like a drift. And I said, I don't think so. I didn't hear the crowd. When I got back to my corner, my trainer's looking at me. He's giving me instructions. And usually he doesn't stutter. But man, he started stuttering. He's like, you're getting behind the whoop. I need you to focus. But he's not paying attention to me. I'm like, why does he keep looking up? I said, please, God, don't tell me this toupee's coming up. I looked up at the Jumbotron, and that's when I finally realized, oh no. At that moment, I said, God, I'm going to go on this. That was it.
And then you handled it so well. You threw the hairpiece into the crowd like a bride. I think we have a video of that here. And then did it land on the chair, and somebody put it on the chair?
Actually, it was one of my future opponents. I'm thinking he's WBA champion that I want to fight. He actually grabbed it and he was like, "Hey, I got you here, man." So I'm trying to knock him out, but it was so motivational because I'm getting my butt whooped at the same time, and I'm losing my hair. So I had to make him go out there and rally this win.
But you did win the fight. And where is the hair? Has the Boxing Hall of Fame reached out to put that hairpiece on display?
I have no idea. We've been looking for the damn hairpiece in my head. You know, eBay auction for $5,000.
$5,000. At least. Now, okay, would you mind taking your hat off? Because I would love to see what's going on right now. You look a little bit like the San Diego Padres mascot right now.
You look like a bull-headed parrot. That's what I feel like.
Well, thank you, Jarrell. That is Jarrell Big Baby Miller.
Yay! You gotta love the boys. You gotta love the boys. They handled it really well. So while we were watching, Adia was saying she wants me to find the one with Kalia Copper, the WNBA star who her wig was snatched off. All right, I will do that for you. You still there? You still there? Let me get it for you. Yeah, she didn't handle it as well. And I think the thing that I really wanted to talk about was how different the way you deal with your embarrassment helps your outcome. Okay, I mean, like he said, didn't Jarrell say that many companies have been calling him to work with him? So he has a whole lot of wig and toupee companies reaching out to give him free wigs, right? They're selling the wig for $5,000 on eBay. Somebody found it, I guess. Wow. The only thing I heard about Kalia Copper after her wig was snatched off was how embarrassing the WNBA is. That was the overwhelming response by men in particular about how embarrassing women are in the WNBA. Women, the WNBA is a joke, blah, 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 blah. And here is an instance that proves that the WNBA is a joke. And of course, they're talking about Kalia Copper and her wig being snatched off, which now we know is not just a thing that happens to women. Men decide to go into contact sports with wigs on their head as well. And of course, if you're going to go someplace with a wig on your head in a contact sport, 6 times out of 10, your wig is going to get knocked off. Like if it hasn't already gotten knocked off, it's going to end up getting knocked off. But I just really love the way Jarrell handled it. I'm going to go ahead and find I think that was also TMZ rather, where Kalia Copper, I don't know how to spell that. I might be spelling that wrong. Kalia Copper wig snatched during game. Let's see. Let me try to find the TMZ one. Oops, not TMX, TMZ. Well, I wanted to find that one from TMZ, but I can't find it. Let me see. Hang on, let me go to news. Oh, it's not even there. Okay, I'm finding it. Here we go.
We bounced around a lot, but at the end, it went through the round. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. She gonna go head to the back.
Oh,
Oh no.
wait.
Malfunction.
Okay, so that wasn't it. Hang on, y'all. Unbelievable. That's what they call it. Unbelievable. Remember, people used to make that joke when we were kids, like 100 years ago. I was hearing that same unbelievable joke when I was like 13. One thing I'll say about having alopecia, I can't think of a time in my life where it wasn't a thing. It's always been a thing. A lot of times people wonder why I'm so outspoken about my alopecia, why I'm not shy about it. Y'all, I have always been the center of attention because of my hair. Like, I don't know why. But even when my first hair started to fall out all through high school, all through college even, I was always obsessed over because of my lack of hair. They could find, if it wasn't because they knew already that I was wearing a wig, it was because they wanted to know if I was wearing a wig. It was always a thing. It was never not a thing. So now that I'm an adult, it's like, I'm so accustomed to it being a thing. I can't even imagine life without this thing. It's like, it's taken over. I still haven't found the exact clip of Kalia's wig being snatched off. Let me see if this is it. No, that's too long. Okay, here we go. I just want a short one. Here we go. Is this a short one? Okay, so I do remember now, like there wasn't a moment that was actually caught on camera that showed the actual wig being pulled off, but it was caught on camera when she, maybe this is it. I don't know, this is a bad video. What am I looking at? TikTok? And this is J Views Daily. But yeah, if you guys want to look it up, it's Kalia Copper, and she plays for the, what did she play for? I forget what she plays for. It doesn't even matter what she plays for. The fact is her wig was knocked off and she ran off. So she wasn't getting any deals. Nobody was calling her, offering her, come try my wig. Maybe they were, but I just wasn't hearing about it. But overwhelmingly, what I really did hear a lot of was men talking about how embarrassing women are in sports. Well, in particular, they were talking about the WNBA. For some reason, WNBA really seems to piss off a lot of men. I don't know. They just feel like that we shouldn't be playing basketball. I don't know. But then when I don't know. But one thing I will say is contact sports and wigs do not work together. If you want to wear a wig, do it, but not while playing contact sports. You're going to have to make the hard choice. Either don't play the sport or don't wear the wig. Because that wig will get knocked off at some point. Is that fair? Okay, y'all. All right. So, what else? So today is February 4th. I have to do my February wig budget, which I haven't done yet because I've been very unhappy with the selection of wigs lately. So much so that I've been kind of avoiding buying a new wig. Y'all know my favorite wig ever, which is the Jarrell wig by John Renault. Adia says that's because she was moving that fast. It was snatched off. Somebody was trying to get the ball from her and snatched it from her. I'm telling you, if you play contact sports enough, your wig is going to get knocked off. Adia, you know how much I like to swim, right? I'm always in the ocean, always at the beach. I'm at the beach all the time. The more time you spend doing something, the more likely it is that your hair is going to get knocked off your head. And your sister, Adia, was with me the time that my wig got knocked off my head. Who's at my door? Ooh, my child is home. Yeah, so yes, it happens. And I can't think of a time that I handled it as well as Jarrell did, but damn, that's the goal. That's the goal. You want to get to the point where you can talk about it, where you can be like, "Oh, this was just embarrassing. I can't believe that happened." But hey, look at me. I'm bald. Hello, daughter. Welcome home. Yeah, it's gonna happen. All right, y'all. So, like I was saying, I have to do my February wig budget. As you know, my budget is between $220 and $240 per month. I try not to exceed that. I've been really good. Last month, I only ended up spending like $180 on wigs, and I didn't even wear all the wigs that I bought because last January was just so cold. Any place I went, I was just out for like 3 or 4 hours a day, no more than that. Some days I didn't go out at all. And I don't wear the wig in the house that much. Sometimes I do, but usually I don't. And then I have a bunch of wigs that I have and I haven't worn, like this one here that I purchased. I showed you guys this wig before. This is another wig that was white labeled, so it doesn't have a name, unfortunately. I bought it from the beauty supply store, and it's just a nameless wig. That's what they're doing now at the beauty supply stores. They got smart because I guess they realized that what we were doing as consumers was we would go into the beauty supply store and we would try on a wig and not buy it, but then go and buy the same wig online. I never did that. I can honestly say I've never done that because I completely respect beauty supply stores because I understand how much I need them. When I first started wearing wigs, there was a beauty supply store literally every 10 blocks. Now I have to drive a distance to go to a few beauty supply stores. It's not like it used to be. The landscape of America has changed so much. Things are so different. It's just so hard to get things now. That's why you have to buy everything online. But yeah, so what I tended to do was I would go into the beauty supply store, try a wig on. If I like it, I buy it, but then I won't buy it from them again because I know I can get them online for much cheaper. I live in New York, so there's a huge markup on wigs. A wig that would cost like $39.99 in Florida. I go back and forth to Florida quite often because my parents are there. So a wig that I buy in Florida for $39.99, a synthetic wig, of course, would cost $59.99 here in New York. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. So I would just buy it the one time from the beauty supply store. And then from that point forward, I would start ordering that same wig over and over again online. And I think that the beauty supply stores got hip to what we were doing. And they decided to start white labeling their wigs, which is basically working out some sort of an agreement with the manufacturer where they are able to take the branding off of the wig, and the beauty supply store itself has their own unique brand. I don't blame them for this. They need to stay open. I'd rather them do this than to shut down. We need the beauty supply stores. We got to patronize these stores. And for anyone who's watching this video, I've seen a lot of videos of girls stealing wigs from beauty supply stores. Stop doing that shit. You're ruining it for us, okay? I know that a lot of you guys are not doing that. I'm sure that none of you are culprits, but I'm sure you've seen the videos of people all over the world. Well, when I say all over the world, I'm talking about like the US and England. That's basically what I see. I think I've seen some, it doesn't matter, but all over the world, I see that people are stealing wigs from beauty supply stores. Please stop doing that because it's ruining it for us. These businesses cannot stay open if they can't pay their rent. And when you steal their merchandise, you make it difficult for them to pay their rent. And then the next thing you know, your favorite beauty supply store where you used to go and get your nail glue and your eyelash glue and your wigs and your weaving hair and your combs, it's gone. Don't let that happen in your neighborhood. Don't let that happen in your neighborhood. Patronize your beauty supply store. Don't just default to buying everything on Amazon. I know it's easy to do it, and I also know it's more expensive. I mean, it's cheaper sometimes to do it that way, but you got to keep your brick and mortar stores open, because what will your neighborhood look like if it doesn't have a beauty supply store? I'm finding that out now. I used to have like 4 beauty supply stores right here in this neighborhood. Now there's just 2. And they're not my 2 favorite beauty supply stores either. So I have to go drive pretty far to go to ones that I actually like, because they're overpriced. On top of everything, on top of wigs already being expensive in New York because of the markup, I live on Long Island, so it's even more expensive. What'd you say about rollover money? Oh, Adia said they don't have a picture of her because she was moving that fast. Oh, she moves fast. But yeah, this is the wig. And let me show you guys the box. In case, I don't know if you can find a picture of it. This is what I did last time. Sorry, y'all. Like I said, I don't have the box that, I don't have a name for the wig. I just have the box that it came in, and they just call it signature. So when you go online and you look for this very wig, you can't find it. You can go ahead and try, but I'm giving you the opportunity to take a screenshot. There you go. Here's the name. They call it Curl Spirit 18, and the color is M Blonde. And you know that name sounds crazy because this is not even a curly wig, but they're giving it a Curl Spirit name. So yeah, they're up to they figured us out. They know what we do, and they worked around it, and I'm proud of them. Stay open, Mr. Kim. We need you anyway. I recognize that I am fully reliant on these beauty supply stores, and I will continue to patronize them. But like I said, whenever I can save some money, I will. So this wig, like I said, $59.99. I do feel like if you bought this wig, if I bought this same exact wig in Florida, it would cost me $39.99. But the chances that I'll find it, who knows? I will be in Florida later this month or next month. And I'm going to try to find some good deals on wigs, because I've actually gone to Florida and gotten 2-for-1 wigs. 2 for the price of 1. That's something you never experience here in New York. I've never even experienced a sale on wigs. You know how you go on these, sometimes you're watching a YouTube tutorial or a YouTube unboxing of a wig, and they're like, oh, I got this on sale at my beauty supply store. I'm like, sale? That happens? Y'all have sales? The only time a wig, in my experience, goes on sale is when it's the last piece. And then you end up getting the crappy last one that's been sitting on the mannequin for 2 weeks. Adia says, from your wig budget, you said you only spent $180 and you usually do $220. So you got your money left over for the next month. I do. And I'm thinking about getting, you know what I'm thinking about doing, Adia? I'm thinking about getting a high-end human hair wig again. Talk me out of it, please. Because like I told you before, I've bought high-end human hair wigs that cost up to $3,000. And I've never been happy with them. I'm not even going to lie. Although the hair is typically very good, but not always. I have spent at least $1,100 on a human hair wig before, and the hair was so crappy I couldn't wear it more than two weeks in total. So I probably got about 10 wears out of it. But the brand that I like, which is John Renault, they make a really good quality bleached hair, because you know I like light hair. But something's up with the hairline on them. They don't they do a decent job, but something's just off about it. And if you're a wig girl, you know what I mean. When something's off about the hairline, it ruins everything. Like, you just can't enjoy a wig with a bad hairline. And that's what I've been experiencing. I'm not even going to say it's a bad hairline. It's just one that doesn't mesh with me. I don't know. And every time I buy it, I have the same issue. So Adia, please talk me out of buying it. I can just continue to wear my synthetic hair, but nothing's like a good human hair wig, y'all. That's all I got for you today about that. But yes, we should think about like how do we deal with the embarrassing moments that we experience as wig people. More common than having your wig knocked off is being exposed about your wig. People noticing that you might be wearing a wig and then asking you about it. That happens more often than not. And I've gotten pretty good about dealing with that. And it depends on who I'm speaking to and how I'm asked if I'm going to answer or not. I've looked people. There was one time I can remember specifically, I think I was in college, and my wig was literally pushed back off of my head. There was a time before, like, I want to say like the year 2000, when I didn't glue my hair down at all. I just wore it. I just relied on the elastic band inside the wig. The reason I did that was because back then they didn't have these nice squeeze tubes. They had like the glue came in like a jar, and it was extremely messy. And I just could not figure out how to use this jar without making a big mess on my wig. So I didn't do it. Mommy Twizzler said, you know how many wigs you can get for $3,000? Yes, I do. But, Mommy Twizzler, wigs take a lot of maintenance. So, like, if I get, like, what I do now is I buy, okay. Before I even get any further, what was I just talking about? Yeah, I didn't glue my wig down. So, yeah, one day I was at school. I remember being in the bathroom at school, and this girl asked me, "Is that your hair?" And I know the way she asked me, first of all, I was standing right next to the mirror. Like, I came out of the bathroom, I was zipping up my pants and tucking in my clothes, and I didn't glance in the mirror just yet. And then there was a girl there who I wasn't friends with, but I knew her. You know what I'm saying? And she was just like, "Is that your hair?" And she said it just like that. And I glanced in the mirror and I saw that it was literally pushed back off of my head. And I said, "Yes." And she said, "That's your hair?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "That's your hair?" And I said, "Yes." And then she washed her hair and she said, "That shit ain't your hair." And she walked out. But she was so rude. Like, if you have enough nerve to ask me about my hair, then I have enough nerve to give you whatever ratty ass answer I want to give you. Like, I don't have to be polite, because you were already very impolite by asking me about the hair. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, why do you care? We're not friends. I'm not your stylist. You're not my stylist. So why do you care if I'm wearing a wig? So I was just like, no. I just kept saying no. I kept saying yes. Yes, this is my hair. Yeah. It's my, and I knew it. And then after she walked out the bathroom and she said that snide comment, I pulled my wig forward and then I went back to class. But the wig was like obviously not my hair. And I felt really proud that day because I didn't let her get me. I didn't let her get to me. And I knew she was trying to get to me. Like, I can't even imagine if I said yes to her, or if I said, "No, this is a wig," what would she have said next? I don't care. I don't like the girl enough to care what she had to say next. So I had no intention of being honest with her. But yeah, that happens quite often. And another thing I have become leery of is babies, because a baby will snatch your wig off. Babies get to grabbing and they don't let go. They'll snatch your glasses off your face. They'll snatch the wig off your head. They don't care. Those are the times when you have to worry the most. But yeah, you have to think about it because it does happen, and I don't want I'd rather you guys think about it ahead of time so you could preemptively think about how you'll handle it and know that it could happen, and know that you're not alone, because your big bald-headed sister is here, so that if it does happen, you could just come back to my live and be like, "Oh, sis, guess what happened to me?" Because it does happen, whether it's glued down or not. You know that from Jarrell. He said that there was tape and glue, and he was looking good. He was looking so good. He didn't want to take that toupee off, but he didn't have to because his opponent knocked it straight off his head. Fortunately, he won the fight. Anyway, y'all. I'm gonna cut this short. I gotta go call my dad. I know what he wants. I haven't done the thing for him that he asked me to do, so I better do that and then call him. And then I will get back with you guys again later. I hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure that you like the live before you leave. Exactly, Adia. I paid for it, so it's mine. I paid for it, and so therefore it is mine. I've said that so many times in my lifetime, but it never works out the way I wanted to. I remember I was at work once, and there was a guy, and this is odd because it's usually not a guy who does it. It's usually not a man, but this particular time it was a man. And he was like, "Is that your hair?" And I was like, "Yes." And he was like, "No, I mean like, is it yours?" And I'm like, "Yes." And first of all, if you're asking, and then you're trying to pull the truth out of me, you already know the truth. So why are you asking? Right? So I just kept saying, it's my hair. It's my hair. It's my hair. And then he went on to say, I mean, like, did you grow it? And I said, it's none of your business, which is why I keep telling you it's my hair. And then he laughed. I laughed. And then we walked out. And then after that, for some reason, we became friends. I don't even know why that works. But has that happened to you before where like you get into a little scuffle with somebody and for some reason that's the beginning of a friendship? I've actually started a few friendships like that. Yeah. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to get out of here. Adia, I love you so much. I can't wait to see you again. I wonder when I will see you again. I'm supposed to not know something, so I'm not going to say it. But I have a feeling I'm going to see you in May. All right, y'all. I love you very much, and I'll talk to you again soon. Peace.